So, we're live.
We are live, guys. We are live. Just2More.
Just2More podcast.
Yeah.
How long has it been? We've been talking about this?
A good couple of weeks now.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, a couple
Nah,
of
we've been
weeks.
saying years, man. We've been saying years. So,
Yeah. Well, in terms of actually doing
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So if anyone that's been listening to the audio, you've already kind of tuned in a little bit. We're 5 episodes in. So due to popular demand, we're now in person. And yeah, we're
100%.
both here together. So Just2More, what's it about? What?
We're just another two guys in the fitness industry, aren't we?
Yeah. So obviously, fitness industry is like massively saturated. A lot of people out there trying to speak their wisdom and their pride, and we're just here as just two other guys just talking about fitness and mindset and kind of the stories that we've been on.
100%. And if you have listened into our podcast, you know we'll keep it 100% honest. It's about us and who we are as people, but also trying to educate you as much as we can within stuff that we know in the fitness world.
Yeah, 100%. But first of all, like, let's just get to know a little bit about each other. So, TJ, what's your story? Like, what got you into personal training? What got you into fitness first? Like, what was the main thing for you?
So, I was always a sporty person. Did the footballs, the rugbies, the basketballs, all the shebangs. And
TJ was a guy who was good at every sport. So,
every
like,
sport.
any sport that you could think of in school, like, he was the captain, or like he was
I wouldn't go that far. I wasn't the captain.
It just wasn't fair though.
Yeah.
Like, here I was, like, I'm quite sporty, and I was just stuck in set 2. Like, I was not moving set at all. And then TJ's there, like, top set, like,
I wasn't the captain.
Mr. Golden Boy.
I wasn't the captain, but you know, I played the footballs, the rugbies, the basketballs until like Mr. Dotson didn't want me to play basketball anymore.
Mr. Dodson?
Yeah, was it?
Oh, was it due to other subjects?
Nah, well, yeah, we won't get into it.
Oh, okay.
But like handball and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that was me. That was all me. Like, so when I left school, obviously went into a football academy. From the football academy, I kind of like got stuck in not knowing what to do. Spoke to my tutors, kind of had an epiphany of what I wanted to do, and you know, fitness was where I wanted to go. So after that, boom.
When did you start gym? Or like, when did you start coming away from the sporting side and more training side?
Do you know what's funny? In my first year of college, so when I first turned 17, around when I first turned 17, I used to finish college, get home for about 6, 7-ish. I'd have my dinner and probably stay awake until like midnight. And then from midnight, I would walk to the gym.
What gym?
Like the gym.
Oh, really?
In Luton, yeah. So around midnight, I'm walking to the gym. At night, you know, like I'll probably stay there for an hour or so.
Yeah.
Only come home around an hour. But that was the time I felt like was right for me to go gym.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I hear that.
crazy.
Yeah.
What about you? What your story?
Me, so obviously I've spoken about a few times, but so for me, my fitness journey started when I was like 16. Went to Venue 360, and then spoke with a personal trainer there. He was giving like away free 6-week programs.
Who was this?
Huh?
Who was that?
A guy called Michael. He's still there actually.
Michael.
I don't know what his second name is. He still works there though. He's
Does he?
like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like he's.
Oh, isn't he the manager?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So he
yeah,
still
yeah.
works there. I just remember like 16 years old, like gave me his a program follow, just like brought us around, like showed us like loads of equipment and stuff. And I remember like going on the leg extension. This is like something I haven't said before, but I remember doing like leg extension, leg press. I think you were there one day, one of the few.
I
like,
did
first
go.
rounds.
There was a brief moment I did go Venue 360.
And like genuinely, like growing up, I'm a skinny kid. I'm not big. Like obviously, I've got my weight loss, like journey as well. But genuinely, I'm quite a skinny guy. So I remember doing the leg extensions and leg press, and I remember my legs shaking.
I think we trained there once.
Yeah,
No,
we did, and like my legs were shaking so hard, and like everyone was laughing at me, and like I couldn't handle it. So stuck to that program, just was doing what I was doing. I just really enjoyed it, and it was like after school would coming home. It would be about 4:30ish.
Yeah.
Walk down to Venue 360, like do my training, whatever, and then walk back home. And what was so nice is that I say it's so nice. This is so like depressing, but like it'd be just dark evening, just walk home, just listening to music.
There's something about like a night, like the night and like walking home.
Yeah.
And just headphones in and kind of just getting on.
It was a long walk. I could not hack that walk now, but like thinking about it, I was pretty getting like a good 15, 20.
There is something called Uber now. That's the thing.
Yeah. So like for me, it was just that whole journey experience. I think like every kid goes through it as well.
Yeah.
Like in our most recent audio podcast, we spoke about kids at the gym and like how like that's their safety place. And like I can definitely resemble from that.
Yeah.
But for me, it was more of a solo
Yeah, I did it
solo
quite
journey.
yeah.
But yeah, like it's like you were saying, you'd go home, have dinner or whatever, and then in the midnight or whatever, you'd go to the gym.
But let's retrack. Michael was giving out 6 weeks free programs
Yeah, he wasn't like training people, but he was giving out like the programs.
for free.
Yeah. It was part of like your membership. So when you
Oh,
sign up,
okay,
So when
yeah,
you sign up to a
yeah.
gym, you would get a program because obviously that's like a leisure centre or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
So it'd be part of the package. You paid like £40 a month. I don't know how I was paying £40 a month for a gym membership.
Was you not working at the time?
No. I don't know how I was doing that. Like, where's that £40 a month? Can I have that back? But yeah, so that was really nice, and that was kind of what kick-started the fitness journey for me. Seeing the improvements, seeing the gains, then it was like doing push-ups at home. And it was just nice. I just felt more confident in myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what started like the fitness journey, and then PT didn't even come into my head until finished college, done A-levels, done history and business, and I thought, actually, you know what? Because the thing is that I've done history and business because I'd done well in them in GCSEs, so I thought, okay,
let me continue on.
Yeah, exactly. And I was, as I said before, like I was always in set 2 for PE. Like I was never like gonna achieve anything. But when I was in college, I remember helping people with their sport.
So similar to me.
Yeah, like I wasn't doing sport, but I was helping them with like their homework and like training programs and stuff like that. And it wasn't until I finished college and was at USC. So for context, like I was in retail and I was like management there. And I was just like, this is kind of boring. So signed up to personal training after having a conversation with you, because you were coming towards the end of your college because you had an additional year, I think.
Yeah.
And you were doing your PT, and then I signed up with the same people, and then then the rest is history.
Yeah. Kind of like a little inspiration for Sean, but he won't say it to you.
Yeah, I look up to you, man. We've always been like crossed over though. So TJ came to USC, worked with me, and now I'm back with TJ working with him, and it's just like, the stars have aligned, man.
Yeah. It's like we got together, drifted apart, and then got together again, and now the journey continues.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's actually a cool story, to be fair.
Yeah, now we're here. Like we've always spoken about this.
This has been in the works for ages, and it's one of them. Like you speak, like you want to do this, and now we are actually acting on what we want to do, and I think it's amazing, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's nice. Well, I'm like just enjoying. I'm looking forward to every time that we meet up.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, okay, now we get to talk about like our journey, or we get to talk about something that's relevant in the industry, and it's like for me, I don't have that podcast that I listen to.
Yeah.
Like, we have podcasts that are like mindset and like maybe like there's comedy, but there's not a podcast for me personally that I can just relate to in like people who go to the gym regularly. Like it's very much like like the comedy is about not going to the gym or not being healthy.
I agree with you.
And the mindset is about business and making money, and it's just like, let's just relax. Like,
let's just talk.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's so many people in the fitness industry, but they're always fighting against each other.
It's true. It's a very competitive world, and again, I always say this to everyone I meet. The PT world is a very saturated world. It's a very saturated world with people giving out a whole bunch of different informations, and some people will say the right information, some people won't say the right information, some will just copy the information that have been said before.
Yeah.
But it's a very saturated world, but
that's why the bad information does so well.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows the good information.
Yeah.
So no one wants to listen to the stuff that they know. So when something new comes out, or someone has something, like someone will talk about something that's been disproven or was like years ago, and then it will get hyped because it's like something new that they haven't heard before. And it's just like, no, it's been disproven. Like, don't worry about that. So yeah, it's a crazy market. But in regards to like more about us, what's your favourite sport? Like, are you still into football?
I used to.
Because you've got a little bit of a football journey, haven't you? Like, you haven't really spoken about that.
Yeah, well, finish school, go off to this college which is purely on sport. They have other stuff going on, but the sport is the highlight of the college. And you've got all these like amazing like athletes, like genuine like young athletes who play rugby, basketball, football, and actually some of my closest mates came from going into that college. But my football story, I think it's another day to go into, because I just like at the moment, because I'm not playing football and I've kind of had a disagreement with football in general, like with myself and how I like view football at the minute. I'm currently just like liking and
What do you mean?
seeing it. I just fell out. I think I fell out of love with football.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it's where I've been playing it at a good level, a good standard, and it's just like quite competitive. And it's just, I saw this thing where Rooney said it. It's a result. Football's a results business.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting results, you're not, you know. And that's what happened to me. It became like very result based, and at the same time, like you just want to enjoy playing football, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. And I feel like as that wasn't coming along, we had a change of management in my team, and I think the new managers didn't really have a leap of faith in me. Blah blah blah.
Do you feel like the expectations are too high, or?
I just think they had other plans, and those plans didn't involve me. And that's just like the reality.
That's
of
why
it.
football goes though.
Yeah, but that's the reality of it. And I had a chat with him. I had to drop down to the second team to prove myself, come back to the team. I remember we were playing a team up in Bedford, and it was a tough game. Like we were losing 3-0 at half time, and all of a sudden it was second half starts. It's 3-3, 4-3 to them. We get a penalty. I scored a penalty.
Yeah.
And literally in the dying seconds of that game, we go for a corner. I take the corner short, do a 1-2 with the guy who's in the corner. I cross the ball in, and out of nowhere, this guy, well, one of our players, just hits it first time and it goes in. And we won 5-4. And I had all these, I had all these things. Like I was going up to the coach. I was like, "Hey, so why am I not starting the next game?"
Yeah, really frustrating footballer.
I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate. Yeah, I bet you can tell by the way I'm talking. I'm very passionate about my sport.
Yeah.
So that's why I've like at the moment I'm kind of fallen out of love with it. I'll restart next year, I think, and I'm actually like this year really enjoying like just coaching kids and like just doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you're giving back a little bit.
Yeah, and like coaching kids is so much easier. It's so much rewarding as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I used to really like doing like not coaching but like kids classes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just nice, especially. Not that like I think I'm a role model or anything like that. It's nice to be able to give something responsive. Because like you get so many teachers that are like, they just won't listen to you, or they're very set in their way. They won't allow kids to explore. Whereas like especially in a sport environment, you can just allow them to be who they
themselves, right? Yeah, you can just allow them to express. And I feel like I've always wanted to be a role model. I remember when I was younger, I had a whole bunch of role models that taught me football, and I wanted to be like those role models who taught me. So it's like giving back, essentially.
Yeah. So what about coaching and PT? What's the crossover there?
What do you mean?
So like, what are you more focused on coaching now? Do you feel, because like you've said that you've kind of fell out of love with football.
Yeah.
You've done the PT game. Do you feel like you've fallen out of love with PT, and like now football coaching is more your direction?
Good question. I don't feel like I'll give you that. There was a point I fell out of love with PT.
Yeah.
And it was because I was I was super busy and I wasn't looking forward to going into the gym. And that was the time where I wasn't training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything to do with gym, I resented, essentially. And that also came with, my performances, delivering sessions to other people. And, I had to change. I had to say, look, I've got to be better because this is going to come off on the way I'm delivering my sessions. And I don't want people to think I'm giving out shit sessions, essentially. I want to give good sessions. So I had to look at myself quite a bit and say, look, you know what? We need to change this and we need to start delivering good sessions. Have you ever had has that ever happened to you? Like you're just saturated with PT sessions?
PT, yeah, in a way. But, I'm still fairly new.
How long has it been now? Fully qualified?
Fully qualified 2 years.
2 years.
But actually PT in a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely sessions where it gets tough, which is why it's so important to have clients that match your vibe. And I always feel like I'm just repeating the same thing, but I'm really core to what I believe in is you need clients that match your vibe, that you're motivated for, you're in tune with their goals just as much as they are. Because that keeps you going, and otherwise it does get really boring. Otherwise it does just become a job.
100%.
Yeah, obviously I thought I loved retail, the job that I was in. Really, really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed managing, helping people, growing people. So I think the bit that I loved out of that, I can take into PT. But But I guess at some point we always get tired of something. So it's just about changing it up and, you know, how can we take the things that we do like and then just adapt to it. But yeah, I can't really say much more because I really enjoy what I do at the minute.
No, I'm with you. But it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because we want to be, I feel like it's like a job.
Yeah.
Like, you might be the grumpiest person in the world, but then when you turn up to your job, you've just got to put off on a facade. Yeah. Just be your happy, smiley self.
So that's a really toxic thing about PT.
Yeah, it is.
You cannot have a bad day.
Yeah.
Because, again, maybe it depends who your client is. Some clients you can get away with it. Like, we had a good joke with my client today, and like some are all right with it.
Yeah, you made me seem like I was I was a James Bond villain. Like, how did that happen?
TJ comes up to me and was like, I've got the micro SD. And my client looked at me and was like, is he all right? Because I has one of two things. I was like, yeah, look at him, he's carrying a briefcase as well. Who knows what's on that
I had a toolbox and I was going to fix the hip thrust machine. And I said to Sean, no, I've got a micro SD. And Sean was like, well, what's it in, Russian or...
Did you translate it over to English? Yeah. Like, so, some clients are all right with it. If you can have a good joke around. But otherwise, you're just putting on a facade. Yeah. It's like, you could be in the worst mood. You switch. Yeah. You go into the staff room and then you walk out with a different outfit on.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. And that's why I was like, when you asked that question, I was like, I have, because there's been days I've been a grumpy, like, you know?
Yeah.
And I have to go into work.
The worst is knowing that you have a class, for me.
Wow.
Because then you have to show up for like 20, 30 people.
20, 30 people. Do you know how hard, do you know how hard,
Showing
guys,
up for all of those.
You have to, knowing you have to, man, and there's pump for me, like, you know, it's hard. So knowing you have to teach a class, and you might be in the worst mood of them all, the worst mood, but knowing you have to teach a class and going into that class, I've had moments, I've had to lock the staff room door and hype myself up. I've had
you
to
start screaming, jumping up and down.
Yeah, no, fully. I've had to like jump up and down, like, and there's been times I've had to like buy a Red Bull from the vending machine, chuck it down, jump up and down a couple of times. It's like go, let's go.
You have to hype yourself up.
Yeah,
massively.
have to.
Because if you don't deliver on that class, then it's... Because I spoke about this with another PT before as well, and they were like, if you're not that person, then people start asking questions, and they're like,
100%.
Are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm like literally fine, I'm fine. And they're like, are you sure? Like, you don't seem yourself. And it's just like, because you're always delivering 100% at like this top version of yourself, or that's what people see you as. So as soon as you're just normal and you're laid back, they're like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? And then you're like, wow, imagine if you see me when I wasn't just like baseline. Like,
yeah, you guys would be scared.
But it's just like, it's crazy. And it's just like such a high, you're always delivering at, 120%.
We have to.
So I guess that's why it gets draining. And that's why it's nice me now working in Pure Gym with you rather than Nuffield, because like the 4-hour shifts are a game changer.
Yeah, we can pick ourselves up.
Yeah, like working 8 hours, because that's their shift structure was 8 hours versus the 4 hours in Pure Gym. 8 hours plus PT, you're there for like 12, 14 hours. Like there's days now where I know PTs are doing like 16 hours like a day.
Over there?
Yeah, because you have to do your 8-hour shift and you've got your clients either side, and it's like if you're running a busy PT, then it's a lot. So it's nice now being a Pure Gym 4-hour shifts. It's just a little bit of a better balance now. So that definitely helps. So more of the story is that if you're starting out as a PT, and this is why so many PTs drop off, because it just gets so draining so quickly, and you always beat yourself up, but it's less about you and your time management, more about how the gym is treating you.
Yeah,
because they will try and take advantage.
Do you know what's, and I find this quite interesting, they don't tell you, when you do your course, they'll tell you how to be a good PT, they'll teach you how to be a good PT, but they don't tell you how to sell. Because that's majority.
The sell is no one teaching
majority,
you.
That's what you have to do. You have to sell yourself, essentially. You have to be a PT that's good at talking, good at selling yourself, good at communicating, good at whatever. But they don't teach you that. They only teach you the fundamentals of PT. And I get it. Like, that's all you need, essentially. But if you don't know how to sell yourself, if you're not like quite outgoing and quite courageous, you're never going to like build a clientele. Yeah. Like, I've had PTs who've come into the gym, and they're bubbly, they're really friendly, but they just don't have that...
The sale about them.
The X factor about them, and to go up to someone and like deliver that sales pitch.
And the bad PTs are good at sales.
And the bad PTs are good at sales.
Really good at sales.
Yeah. I don't know how, but sometimes
Not bad PTs, I'm just generalising.
Yeah.
More
He
times,
meant the bad PT.
Yeah,
we are atting you, the bad PTs.
More times it's like, if you can be a really good salesperson and walk into a PT job and do really well, but you could be a really good PT, walk into a gym and not do well, and then you're beating yourself up and you're wondering why, and it's just like, that's why like PT coaching is just really big at the minute. So people who are buying into like PT coaches, and it's paying off and it's doing well, because it's an industry that people don't like hearing that you're a PT.
That's it.
If you know the example I'm on about, it comes with a bad like connotation.
Reputation.
Yeah, exactly.
He's talking about women, guys.
Yeah. They're like, as soon as they hear you're a PT, it's just like, oh, this, like, you're trying to explain yourself, or you're trying to think about, but you're trying to justify why you're a PT, and it's not fair. It's because I'm a PT to help people, help their goals, like, do what they want to do for themselves. But because there's so many of these other PTs that stick around and have a bad reputation and don't deliver these sessions like the way they should be, they're not running the business the way they should be, because they weren't taught, to be fair. There's just like this massive stigma in the industry now, where it's just like, oh, if you're a PT, you're a bum, like you're a lazy bum.
There are some people
you're sneaking around with women,
title.
like
yeah.
And it's tough. It's really hard to break through that.
Yeah, to be fair, I've had that with like trying to get clients, because
do you
some
help
clients.
yourself?
Huh?
Do you help yourself?
Do I help myself?
I'm talking about you.
What do you mean? Oh, I just got it. Hey, man. But I've had that because sometimes female PTs don't want to work with you. Yeah. And that's why female PTs would rather work with female PTs. Well, female clientele would rather work with female PTs. But I think that will be a story for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the basis of Just2More, who we are and like what we do. I think this is our first episode, guys. So if you want to stick around and listen to our next episodes, will be good. No, leave us a little review. Leave us a nice little comment underneath.
Yeah. So when's this? So live podcast will be every Wednesday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Sunday. The same one that we record and upload on YouTube will also be audio. And then we're just going to keep up the audio probably as much as we can. At the minute, it's looking daily though. So
I hope we hope you like it, guys. Leave us a little comment and
please give feedback. Yeah, we need the feedback.
Peace.